And now our feature presentation, part 1 of the documentary series, The History of Entropia Universe. Brought to you in part by the Secret Universal Services, providing lifetime adjacent memories to almost no colonists at all since 2022. Enjoy the show.
Entropia Universe, Part 1, The Era of Space Travel. A long time ago, mankind took the final step into the depths of space. We conquered our own solar system and soon embarked on a new era of interstellar travel. Mankind have now begun to expand their civilization across the galaxy, following a growing web of desolate outposts and industrial supply facilities that have been left behind by robotic space vessels called the Odysseus probes. The Odysseus probes was a great enterprise set into motion by a global alliance that would later unite the people of Earth.
Odysseus lifted off at 1:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on February 15th. Approximately 48 minutes later, Intuitive Machines' Nova C-class lunar lander entered a translunar orbit, a direct shot at the moon.
For nearly a century, these Odysseus probes have explored and expanded mankind's knowledge of space and its endless new frontiers, continuously discovering new planets and primitive worlds to which humans have later arrived to colonize and conquer. During the dawn of this new era of interstellar travel, the Earth have survived the conflicts and transitions to a centralized form leadership that tied every colonized planet together into the Federal Empire. One of these new colonial planets is called Calypso, a life-giving but remote world in a star system situated far beyond the colonial frontier in the deep unknown regions of space. The Odysseus probe that discovered Calypso built up a vast robot community to prepare it in time for the first human arrivals. One single corporation made the first claim to colonize the world and launched an enterprise called the Exodus Project to bring the first settlers to the new world. When the first humans finally arrived to Calypso, they could move into several pre-constructed cities in a terraformed region of the world called New Eden. As the settlers moved in, the robots would turn over the control to the humans. It was during this gradual human takeover that something went terribly wrong. The robots suddenly turned against the settlers and started a devastating war that would become known as the Robot Revolt. This war nearly wiped out the entire human population on Calypso and laid their new colonies in ruins. After a long time, a new generation of settlers finally rid the planet from the hostile robots, only to face a new menace as horrid mutated humans began to emerge among the radioactive ruins, rejected and forgotten. This new threat was quickly set aside by the settlers when they discovered a new robot enemy suddenly appeared from the dark void. The enemy had not been eliminated and was now originating from elsewhere. A desolate robot-controlled mining colony in faraway star system has been infested with the same corruption as the robots did on Calypso. These new robots are real war machines, and they are now trying to invade Calypso using advanced teleportation technology to land their invading forces directly on the planet. And so, the war against the machine continues. The colonial catastrophe on Calypso forced the corporation in charge to be signed over to the Federal Empire. The benefit of unlocking a free market on Calypso was overshadowed by the bureaucratic behemoth of the Federal Empire. Growing tensions between collaborating colonies that are demanding more independence from the Federal Empire has diverted military resources away from Calypso. The free market provides access to vast technological aid, but the settlers are now left to deal with the invading robots on their own. It's a part of an imperial plan called Project Entropia, which is based on the calculated presumption that salvaged enemy robot technology will provide the settlers with the knowledge they need to surpass, strike back and finally defeat the robots once and for all. Despite all the dangers that are threatening the colony on Calypso, the settlers are determined to persist and have built up a colonial capital called New Haven. This is the first new striving social community on the planet, built to provide settlers with a secure home environment as they continue to explore and colonize the expanding planetary frontier in what is now called the Land of Entropia.